incentives are live on Base. Borrow USDC or the GHO, which is their stablecoin, or migrate your assets to start earning on Aave. And this right here caused a major beef in the Base ecosystem. Let's break it all down. First, we're going to go to Aave. This is Aave's core market. It's on Ethereum mainnet. And if you click here, you can now go to Base. And they are attracting people to use their platform on the Base network. Here's the beef. This is a great post by Luke Youngblood right here. He responds, how do we know they're scared little bitches? Because Morpho and Moonwell never had to pay someone to migrate from Aave. In fact, it's probably illegal under antitrust law to do so. I bet the European commissioners where they live would love to know about this. Europors. So this is funny, but we're going to go up to the very beginning of this. So Aave, why are you using protocol funds or founders' personal funds to suppress competition? Are you scared of Moonwell? Are you scared of Base and creating a better lending borrowing protocol? Shouldn't you bring that attention to your users or while you're blowing it? And he goes deep into the suppression of the funds. But what's important here is they point this out. Every square box on here is essentially talking about Aave using incentives to move money from platforms, let's say like Moonwell, to move money out of Morpho and move it onto their platform, then they're rewarding you. Migrate 100% of your holdings from Morpho on Base and or Ethereum to Aave on Base. So they're trying to suck money out the ecosystem to bring it over to their ecosystem. And that's for BTC. Then you got another one, migrate 100% of the holdings from Morpho. Another one, withdraw 100% of your holdings from Moonwell and Gauntlet vaults on Morpho on Base to Aave. Withdraw 100% of USDC from Moonwell, Gauntlet, and Morpho. Then you got another 100% from Moonwell. And then this thing just goes on, and goes on. So this campaign, they really want you to leave the platforms like Moonwell and Morpho, who's been established for many years on here. And they want to suck up your money and then pay you basically to do it. And then that's why Luke is like, how do we know they're scared little bitches? That's the obvious. And I think that's kind of funny. That's the beef, y'all. People are not liking it, obviously. And then Moonwell makes a post, revenue matters. And they got a list of revenue from June 1st, 2024, all the way to June 30th, which is essentially a year. So you got Moonwell's revenues here in green. That is 2.74 million. And then Aave's revenue in blue, that's 1.483 million. And that's all on the Base network. So this is part of the reason that they want to suck the liquidity away from Moonwell and Morpho, is because they're not making any money on Base. And what's obvious is that Base is taking over. I personally think eventually Base will become, basically better than, or if not used just as much as the mainnet Ethereum. Because again, mainnet Ethereum, still expensive, still a little slower. Base has scaled it. They have the flash blocks, which is making it so fast. They got the backing by Coinbase, a big public company. It's all positive for the Base ecosystem. And personally, once I started using Base, I no longer used mainnet Ethereum. I actually really never used it because it's been way too expensive. And here's the Moonwell platform. And I just showed you Aave, but the Moonwell platform, I think, has a better user interface and a lot more options. So obviously you got the Mamo. This is their crypto agent, the AI agent, financial, not advisor, but financial mover of your funds and help you earn the best yields. You got 9% USDC on Base. Can't really beat that. And then they just added XRP for all my XRP people. And this is pretty dope. So create and co-own AI agents. They're pushing virtuals. So they got connections with virtuals, the Coinbase BTC, and then they got their whale. And obviously, I like to show y'all that my favorite page on here is probably the vaults. Earn 3.6% on Ethereum, and that's in a Morpho vault. USDC 9% right now. Even the euro, where Aave is at in Europe, 3.5%, and then Coinbase earning 0.8. And then if you're an optimism person, earn you 9% over there. Mamo has added Mamo token. You can earn 20%. It can manage your Mamo, your USDC, and your Coinbase. And then obviously Moonwell stakers are earning about 16%. That is fire. Now on to some more based news. They got base Onchain Summer popping off. So you build, you launch, be rewarded. The Onchain Summer rewards celebrate the most innovative and widely used apps on Base. Top teams will earn a share of the 200,000, be featured on Base socials, share the stage at Basecamp. And obviously, I'm thinking Moonwell is definitely going to be one of the winners. Probably Morpho and Aerodrome for sure. I think those are some of the most used apps, but you got a whole bunch of other social content creator apps that I like as well. And they're pushing right now. Base is pushing. Jesse Pollock is pushing. So when people hear, do you want to join a free social network where you get paid to post? They're like, hell yeah. That's what Jesse Pollock said. Now, create and earn with Base app. Base app is the new thing that's hitting the streets. Right now, it's in like a beta or a private mode. There's few users on there and more is to come. I can't wait to get on there. I'm going to be posting to make some of that money. Now, check out this clip from Jesse Pollock, the head of Base and the Base app, and former Coinbase, or maybe he still works with Coinbase, obviously. But check this out.
When people hear, especially like millennial Gen Z creators, when they hear, do you want to join a free social network where you can get paid to post? And you want a free juice? They're like, hell yeah. Like, I've been posting on other social networks for a long time and I've never gotten paid.
Okay.
And so that hook of your content is valuable.
You get paid. You get paid.
And you can get paid for it because that value is going to get unleashed by the free market.
Yeah.
And then we're going to distribute it on crypto economic rails.
Yeah.
That is next generation internet platform.
I'm
it's
fired
crazy.
up.
It's
I'm fired up.
Get the Base app at base.app. You can get on the wait list. We're going to be letting more people on every single day.
Okay, basically Jesse is cooking. What Jesse has been explaining over time is that as content creators or people just using social media, your posts always have value. What happened is we have these social media gatekeepers, essentially, the YouTubes, shout out to YouTube, I'm on YouTube, the TikToks, the X's and whatnot. You post on there, your post has value. They just got advertisers and all these different requirements that you have to meet, like 10,000 followers, certain amount of watch hours, things of that nature, right? Followers, subscribers, like on X, you got to have a check mark. You got to basically pay them first. And on Base app, what he's saying is that the value that you already have, you bring it on Base app, and then you can monetize that immediately. So if a post goes viral, people like what you're saying, they can buy into what you're saying, and then you can earn off the top without all those requirements. And I think that's smart. I'm excited to test it out. If y'all listening, give me one of them invite codes, y'all. But I think that's smart, and it's basically the future, a decentralized social media that has a whole economy in all in one app on the blockchain. Now, I thought this one was very interesting. I seen Centrifuge, the leading platform for tokenized financial assets. I saw they did a partnership, and they're working on Ethereum. They're working on Base. And why I bring this up is because they have the leading platform for tokenized financial products. Centrifuge real-world asset tokenization platform brings the full power of on-chain finance to asset managers and investors. And they're, like I said, cooking on Base and seeing the tokenizing the asset, treasury bills, DeFi yields. This is something that we're going to see a lot more of, but you need a blockchain that can handle that. and Base is definitely it. But this is cool. Centrifuge collaborates with S&P Dow Jones indices to launch on-chain proof of index infrastructure supporting the first tokenized S&P index fund. Again, let me go back and show you Base right here. Working with Base. Base is doing it. And again, you got Ethereum underlying and Base as that top layer 2, which makes everything a lot better, easy to use, obviously. Centrifuge provides the infrastructure and ecosystem to seamlessly tokenize and manage a diversified group of real-world assets. The Centrifuge technology supports any issuer, asset, or use case with a seamless user experience. Again, so Centrifuge, they're tokenizing. And again, these ETFs, especially once they like hit Base, and people have been talking like, imagine a Coinbase focused tokenized asset, or like you got a mixture of Bitmine, which is about the Ethereum, Ether Machine about the Ethereum, Coinbase, which is about Bitcoin and Ethereum, Circle, stable coins. You put those type of companies into a package, a nice solid crypto ETF, and then you put it on Base, and we can trade, earn yields, use it as leverage, use it as a borrowing and lending asset. That's what Centrifuge and these type of companies are working on.